We have now with us Jenn McGinn. Is it McGinn?
That's correct.
Jenn McGinn, and she is from the BC NDP, and I have asked her to look at our website nowpolling.ca, and she has done so, and she has looked at all 9 topics, and she has chosen one of them, and she's going to tell us which one it is and what her answer to it is.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Again, my name's Jenn McGinn. I'm the NDP candidate for Vancouver Fairview. And Pedro, the question that I chose is around healthcare and public healthcare. You know, people in my constituency have been telling me about their concerns around Gordon Campbell's privatization of healthcare. This has been coming up doorstep after doorstep in my riding. And unlike the Liberal candidate who actually supports a continuing privatization of healthcare in our communities,
we want to know exactly what your position is.
Well, certainly, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I believe we need to support and strengthen our public healthcare system.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very concerned about the direction that the Gordon Campbell government has gone with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We have about 5 subtopics there, and healthcare is a very, very large issue. And we can go also on the other governments, what they haven't done. But if we focus on how to finance it, who should provide it, the availability of service, what it includes, drug addiction management, one of those subtopics, then we can focus on exactly what would you do in that case.
Sure, I'm going to narrow it down. And I'm going to narrow it down to an area that just is deplorable and shocking in our communities, and that is the broken promises of the Campbell government on seniors' health care.
What would you do about it?
In 2006, or 2001, pardon me, that the Campbell government has promised 5,000 long-term care beds to seniors. These care beds have not yet been delivered, and we look at the backlog and wait lists for surgery in our hospitals, and this is largely due to the fact that Gordon Campbell and his government has not yet delivered on his promise for long-term care beds. What we would do about it, Pablo, to get back to your question, Pedro, sorry, to get back to your question, is that we would expand long-term care beds in this province.
You don't think
1,000
there's enough beds available, because that is availability of services, one of the subtopics. So you're focusing on that. There's not enough available beds. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm saying.
What
is
would
that,
you do about it?
Well, yes, I was just getting there. We would immediately look into 1,000 new beds, which would be up to 6,000 beds, 5,000 that the Liberals have promised, and an additional 1,000 beds by 2009. So I was, in my former life, a few years ago, I was the executive director at the South Granville Senior Centre, located in Vancouver Fairview. And what I have heard on a daily basis from seniors is their experiences that they've experienced around whether it's waiting for surgeries under the BC Liberal government. One of the things that has greatly impacted seniors is the cuts to home care services. Now, the home care services had been greatly cut by the Liberal government, and what it has meant for seniors is a lack of independence and a lack of ability to stay in their homes and a lack of dignity.
So you're going to put more money in the budget for seniors, or what's your solution?
Well, I think that our parents deserve better. I think that the people that formed this province, that helped form and build our communities, deserve as much independence and as much dignity as possible. So yes, part of that solution is by restoring those services to seniors in our community.
Jen, we have another topic. Another topic is on electoral reform. But the #1 choice is voters' right to perpetual elections, no term of office. That implies recall and referendums, that voters should have the right to recall MLAs, because if you can be recalled anytime, then you basically don't have a term of office. What would be your choice here on the best term of office to increase MLA's accountability? No term of office, 1 year, 2 years, 4 years as it is right now, or what?
I think an open and transparent government and accountable government is very important. Absolutely, and I think we need to be responsive to our constituents. But I think a 4-year term of office is the present system is the best system in place. We look at voter apathy right now in terms of all these elections, and the timing of this by-election has really turned a lot of people off. So I don't think there should be a revolving door around elections. I think a 4-year term and an open, transparent government that is responsive to its constituents is the best option.
The NDP is brought into legislation, recall and referendum, with Ujjal Dosanjh in 2006, or was it 96? 96. You don't think that is the right way to go? So recall and referendum is not something that you would advocate to make MLAs more accountable?
I'd have to look at the policy that Mr. Dosanjh had come up with 12 years ago, but certainly, I think that, as I mentioned, an accountable MLA is the best way. Someone who's open, transparent, who listens to their communities, unlike certainly the present government, who's not listening and who's ignoring the needs of their constituents.
All right, that's your choice. Why would the voters vote for you instead of the Conservatives or the Liberals or the Marijuana Party? Just in about 1 minute.
Well, I'm passionate, pragmatic. I have a long history in this community. I've worked with seniors. I've volunteered in the community on a number of issues around multiculturalism, youth. I'm an environmentalist, and I'm a community banker. I have a great passion for the community, but I also know how to read a balance sheet and believe in balanced budgets. And I'm an accountable person. I listen to people, and I'm responsive to their concerns.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I would vote for you, but if you don't do what you're saying you're going to do, can I recall you?
Again, that would go to the voters in terms of whether they would like to.
Vote. Can I recall my vote from you? Would you give me that chance?
Well, I would have to get back to our caucus and make a decision on that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.